Thieving is the worst skill in old school RuneScape. It is so click intensive that it doesn't even matter if you're doing blackjacking, arty knights, master farmers. Within seconds, your wrists will start to hurt and then your arms will fall off and you'll never be able to train again. At least construction is like 1,000,000 XP an hour, so it goes by super duper fast. Thieving forces you to choose between wanting good XP, but you get low loot, or you get decent loot with bad XP. And worst of all, nothing is AFK. Well, at least that's what I used to think. What is up, gamers? My name is Fancy, and today we are going to take a look at an AFK thieving method that can get you up to 150,000 thieving XP every hour, all the while you're watching Netflix, playing chess, or doing whatever other weird stuff that you gamers do. Sorceress's Garden has been in the game for years, and it contains 4 gardens, one for each season, so that's spring, summer, autumn, and winter. They each have different requirements, but Summer Garden is the best, so we're gonna focus on that one. The basic premise of the minigame is to enter a secret enchanted garden, sneak past the elemental guards, and then steal a forbidden fruit. Once you have 2 of these fruits, you can then use one of them with a pestle and mortar, and that will make a squirk juice. That squirk juice can then be exchanged with this guy for 3,000 thieving experience. That's crazy. Oh, and they can also boost your thieving by 3 levels, but that's probably never really worth it unless you're doing like a diary or something. Let's start by talking about the requirements. To access any of the gardens, you need to have done Prince Ali Rescue. For the Summer Garden, the good one, you also need 65 thieving, which you can boost for, but again, I don't think it's worth it. Just get the level. I have a thieving guide here, which can help you get 65 thieving in less than a day by blackjacking, and I promise blackjacking is now a lot easier than you think. Like, it's actually pretty good now. So, let's start getting set up, and we can discuss what you need to bring and what you should bring. Oh, by the way, if you want to know how I got my bank set up like this, check out my other video here. This is an insanely useful plugin that allowed me to make this bank tab instantly. Okay, so technically nothing is really required to bring into the minigame, but you really should bring the following. You want the graceful outfit to reduce your weight and help you recharge run while you're waiting. The pestle and mortar is used to juice the fruits, and beer glasses are used to hold the juice from the fruits. If you don't have beer glasses, you can buy them from the Grand Exchange, or if you're an Iron Man, you can actually just search this bookshelf in the apprentice's house for beer glasses. Or you can just head to your local pub and develop a drinking problem. It's not my problem. I bring 22 beer glasses because you need 2 empty inventory slots to hold the fruit as you get them. 2 fruit turn into 1 squirk juice, so this effectively doubles your inventory. I also bring 3 staminas. I found that this is basically exactly what I need to gather a full inventory of the squirk juices. If you don't have them, you can try using super energy potions, but you will definitely need to bank more often, and that means less XP per hour. It's still great XP for an AFK method. I also bring an explorer's ring because it can restore your run energy, and I bring an amulet of glory because it teleports you close to where you need to be. Mine is an amulet of eternal glory, but you probably can't afford one just because you have low thieving. Noob. So for the first time you do this, you should talk to this guy here. It may be Salem, it may be Osman. Just talk to him. You need to ask him, is there anything I can help you with? Then, how should I squeeze the fruit? And finally, is there a reward for getting these squirks? And after a bit of space barring, head southeast to the apprentice. Okay, now watch as I swagger up and kick this door open. Oh yeah. Now that we barged in, ask the apprentice how she's doing, and you really should read this dialogue because there are a lot of funny options. But you just need to ask, surely there must be upsides to the task. Then, oh, you can talk to me, I can see you're having a bad day. Followed by, a sympathetic ear can do wonders. Then, you mentioned something about a garden? And finally, wow, cast that spell on me, it will be good magic training for you. Now, you only need to do that once, so now that that's done, there will be a teleport option on the apprentice and you can skip the dialogue going forwards. If you want to leave the gardens, just click on the fountain and you'll be returned to the apprentice's house, or you can use a glory to teleport a little bit closer to Osman now that we're in the garden. Back in the day, there was a one-click method where you could wait for the first and third elemental to sync up and they would bounce off opposing walls at the same time, and that was your cue to run, but sometimes the other elementals were out of sync and you had to purposely get caught multiple times to try to resync them, which could literally take 10 or 20 minutes just to get set up. I know you guys don't have that kind of attention span. And even then, if you had bad internet, you may just drop packets, or maybe you have high ping and your clicks would be delayed. So once you got set up, everything could then just be immediately ruined again, and it was just so miserable. especially if you were new at this and didn't know if you were messing up or if it was something outside of your control like the internet. But that's all changed. Let's open up the RuneLite settings and head over to the plugin hub. We are going to search for One Click Summer Garden and install the one from Lemon Duck. Now that it's installed, let's click the cogwheel to open up the settings. I do not touch anything except for Enable Race Style Countdown, which gives you audio cues so you know when to click. You will hear 3 beeps as a warning and then one final beep to tell you exactly when to click. As long as you clicked on the cue and the numbers below every elemental are 0, then you should make it through without any issue. If you see another number under an elemental, that just means you need to get caught that many times to sync everything back up. Yes, this can be a little bit annoying, but once everything is synced up, then you're set up and ready to go over and over and over again. And you still have the audio cues as to when you should run, so syncing is no longer a 10 or 20 minute process. Now it's normally less than a minute. Another thing that I should mention is once you do a run, you need to immediately head back to the gate and stand inside. You start every run on the first tile after the gate, so just click the gate and then wait for the signal. But after you finish a run, you do want to immediately run back to that same tile, because everything is still synced up. If you're too slow or if you wait a little bit, it's not the end of the world, but it will just be an extra 5 or 10 seconds while everything syncs up for the next rotation. One more thing that I find simply amazing about this is that there is no success rates. What I mean by this is that when you pickpocket an NPC, you risk getting caught, stunned, and that's just not fun. With this method, you get the same XP per hour at 65 as you do 99. It's just that good. Okay, one last comment before the video is over. Although this method is amazing, Arty Nights will start giving you more XP per hour around 75 or 80 thieving, depending on what diaries you have done, and there are ways to set up Arty Nights so they require even less attention than this method. On an iron, I think the GP is definitely worth it to head over there, but on mains, I think you should probably just enjoy this nice relaxing grind of One Click Summer's Garden. Okay, boys and girl, that is gonna be it for this video, but before I do my usual begging for likes, comments, and subscribes, seriously, please, it's free, takes like 1 second, helps me a lot. I'm gonna put up a couple of uncut runs on the screen just so you can see what multiple runs look like, as well as showing what it looks like to have to reset the elementals. Any questions, feel free to comment down below, after liking the video of course, or just DM me on Twitter or something. I don't really know. Peace!